The Tamil Lambadi embroidery. Carbon nanofluorides made by IIT Bombay researchers can convert incident sunlight to heat. A recent discovery has revealed that hemoglobin isn't used by red blood cells alone. Indian Railways to operate Bharat Gaurav train tour to northeastern states from Delhi. The Commando Battalions for Resolute Actions. Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005. Researchers from the Laboratory for the Conservation of Endangered Species have developed a new eDNA sequencing. The Election Commission of India has designed in-house software Encore for complete candidate and election management. National Efficient Cooking Program. Guy Artisan Association Society with 60 plus women has been making and selling embroidered clothes to ensure that there is awareness about the art form and that it is passed on to the next generation. The Lambadi community has been practicing the craft of Lambadi embroidery for a long time, which has served the purpose of decorating their own attire and household items. It has been an integral part of their identity, and Lambadis have made constant efforts to maintain it. The intricate embroidery is done by Lambadi women on cotton and silk fabrics using colorful cotton threads. The traditional embroidery designs are all geometrical patterns with squares, rectangles, and circles. They have also been influenced by local forests, birds, fruits, and flowers. The elderly women of this tribal community continue to wear the petiya, their traditional five-piece dress, which is made with mushru silk from Kutch. The Lambanis are also known as Banjaras, and most of them are found in Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka. This community settled across the country with different names have permanently abandoned their nomadic lifestyle and settled in their settlements called Tandas. They speak Gorboli, also called Lambadi, which belongs to Indo-Aryan group of languages. Lambadi has no script. Carbon nanofluorides made by IIT Bombay researchers can convert incident sunlight to heat with 87% efficiency. These are like tiny marigold flowers made only of carbon, which are called as material carbon nanofluorides. Researchers heated a special form of silicon dust called DFNS in a furnace. Once heated, they introduce acetylene gas into the chamber. The white powder turned black, a sign that carbon had been deposited on DFNS. They then collected the black powder and treated it with strong chemical that dissolved DFNS away, leaving carbon particles behind. The structure of silicon particles 50:1, 200 nanometers in size, resembled spikes arranged around a spear. They reported that these nanofluorides could absorb sunlight at many frequencies and convert it with heat with unprecedented efficiency. The nanofluorides also did not easily dissipate the heat generated into the environment, making the material a good candidate for heat. The nanofluorides convert the light energy they absorbed into thermal energy, a process called solar thermal conversion with a remarkable efficiency of 87%. The carbon nanofluorides high efficiency comes from three properties. The nanofluorides absorb three frequencies in sunlight: infrared, visible light, and ultraviolet, while other common materials absorb only visible and ultraviolet light. A recent discovery has revealed that hemoglobin isn't used by red blood cells alone. It is an iron-containing protein found in red blood cells that carries oxygen from the lungs to the body's tissues and return carbon dioxide from tissues back to the lungs. It is made up of four protein molecules that are connected together. Hemoglobin forms an unstable, reversible bond with oxygen. In the oxygenated state, it is called oxyhemoglobin and is bright red. In the reduced state, it is purplish blue. It plays an important role in maintaining the shape of RBCs. In their natural shape, RBCs are round with narrow centers, resembling a donut without a hole in the middle. Abnormal hemoglobin structure can therefore disrupt the shapes of RBCs and impede their function and flow through blood vessels. Hemoglobin levels vary from person to person. Men usually have higher levels than women. What does a low hemoglobin level mean? A low hemoglobin level is referred to as anemia or low red blood count. A lower than normal number of RBCs is referred to as anemia, and hemoglobin level reflects this number. Some of the more common causes of anemia are loss of blood, nutritional deficiency, bone marrow problems, suppressed by chemotherapy drugs, kidney failure, and abnormal hemoglobin structure. India-born author Nandini Das has been named the winner of 2023 British Academic Book Prize for Global Cultural Understanding, a leading international non-fiction prize for her book Courting India, England, Mughal India and the Origins of Empire. Das is a professor of English literature at the University of Oxford. The winning book is her debut and has been described by critics as the true origin story of Britain and India told through England's first diplomatic mission to the Mughal courts. The author has sought to present a new perspective on the origins of empire through the story of arrival of the first English ambassador in India, Sir Thomas Roe, in the year 17th century. Indian Railways will operate a Bharat Gaurav train tour in northeastern states from Delhi on 16th of November. The tour will cover Guwahati, Shivasagar, Kaziranga in Assam, Unakoti, Agartala and Udaipur in Tripura, Dimapur and Kohima in Nagaland and Shillong, and Cherrapunji in Meghalaya. Over 15 days tour, the fully air-conditioned train provides three types of accommodations: AC1, AC2 and AC3. The Railways Minister said that Bharat Gaurav tourist train was launched in line with government initiatives Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat and Dekho Apna Desh to encourage domestic tourism. The train has enhanced security features like CCTV cameras, electronic safes and dedicated security guards appointed for each coach. November 1st, 1950, the first steam engine in India was built at Chittaranjan Rail Factory. November 3rd, 1948, then Prime Minister of India Jawaharlal Nehru gave his first speech at the United Nations General Assembly. November 4, 1822, the formal launch of water supply scheme in Delhi. The Central Reserve Police Force recently decided to withdraw its elite Cobra force from Jammu and Kashmir following objection to its deployment from senior officials of paramilitary force. Established in 2008, Cobra is a specialized unit of Central Reserve Police Force (CRPF). It is one of the few units of CRPF in the country that is specially trained in guerrilla tactics and jungle warfare. They are also known as jungle warriors, originally established to counter Naxalite problems. Cobra is deployed within India to address any insurgent group engaging in asymmetrical warfare. Personnel for Cobra are selected from CRPF as Cobra is an integral part of CRPF. They undergo vigorous commando and jungle warfare training before being posted to Cobra units for operations. It has 10 units raised between 2008 and 2011. Majority of Cobra teams are deployed in various Maoist violence affected states, while a few are based in northeastern states to undertake counter-insurgency operations. The Supreme Court recently agreed to examine whether a transgender woman can claim maintenance under the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005. The DV Act was enacted by Parliament on September 13, 2005 and extends to the whole of India. It is basically meant to provide protection to a wife or a female live-in partner from violence at the hands of husband, a male live-in partner, or his relatives. Domestic violence under the Act includes actual abuse or threat of abuse, whether physical, sexual, verbal, emotional, or economic. Harassment by the way of dowry demands is also covered under the definition of domestic violence. The Act covers all women who may be mother, wife, sister, widow, or partners living in a shared household. The relationship may be in nature of marriage or adoption. In addition, relationships with family members living together as a joint family are also included. Any woman who alleges to have been subjected to any kind of domestic violence by the offender or any person may file a complaint on her behalf. A child is also entitled to relief under DV Act. The mother of such a child can make an application on behalf of her minor child. In cases where the mother makes an application to the court for herself, the children can also be added as co-applicants. However, no female relative of husband or male partner can file a complaint against the wife or the female partner. Researchers from the Laboratory for the Conservation of Endangered Species at CSIR Center for Cellular and Molecular Biology in Hyderabad have developed a new eDNA sequencing method to assess biodiversity. eDNA is DNA shared by all organisms into their surroundings through natural processes during their lifetime or after death. It originates from cellular material shed by organisms into aquatic or terrestrial environments that can be sampled and monitored using new molecular methods. The new non-invasive method can assess the total biodiversity of any ecosystem by sequencing the DNA fragments found in environmental samples such as water, soil, or air. This method requires just a few liters of water sample without any direct capture or counting of species. The researchers filter out eDNA from environmental samples, read their sequence, and thus identify the source of eDNA. Such methodology is important for the early detection of invasive species as well as the detection of rare and cryptic species. eDNA can also reveal the presence of human remains. The new method is cheaper, faster, and highly scalable to large freshwater and marine ecosystem, which can help in monitoring and conserving the rich biodiversity of our country. The Election Commission of India has designed in-house software ENCORE for complete candidate and election management. This ENCORE software stands for Enabling Communications on Real-Time Environment. This provides a seamless facility for returning officers to process candidate nominations, affidavits, voter turnout, counting, results, and data management. The ENCORE counting applications is an end-to-end application for returning officers to digitalize the votes polled, tabulate the round-wise data, and then take out various statutory reports of counting. Another application called NCOR Scrutiny Application allows returning officers to do scrutiny of the nomination filed by candidates online. After verification of the nomination, the status is marked as accepted, rejected, or withdrawn, helping the returning officer to prepare the final list of contesting candidates and assign the symbols. The Election Commission of India is a permanent constitutional body responsible for organizing free and fair elections in India. The Constitution grants ECI the power of direction, superintendence, and control of elections to Parliament, state legislatures, the Office of President of India, and the Office of Vice President of India. The Energy Efficiency Services Limited launched its groundbreaking National Efficient Cooking Program and Energy Efficient Fans Program. It is a subset of Clean Cooking Scheme. It focuses on non-solar, electricity-based induction cook stoves, aligning with Go Electric initiative by the Ministry of Power. This program introduces induction-based cook stoves. To deploy 20 lakh induction cook stoves across India is the target. EESSL seeks to reduce the environmental impact of cooking methods, ensuring cleaner air and improved health for citizens. EESL has also partnered with Modern Energy Cooking Services for the large-scale deployment of induction cooktops. The deployment is expected to accelerate the acceptance and large-scale adoption of modern electrical cooking devices in Indian kitchens. Energy Efficiency Services Limited is promoted by the Ministry of Power, Government of India as a joint venture of 4 reputed public sector undertakings: NTPC Limited, Power Finance Corporation Limited, REC Limited, and Power Grid Corporation of India Limited. It is registered under the Companies Act 1956 on 10th December 2009. Shakuntala Devi was an Indian mental calculator and writer popularly known as human computer. Her talent earned her a place in 1982 edition of the Guinness Book of World Records. However, the certificate for the record was given posthumously on 30th July 2020. Despite Devi achieving her world record on 18 June 1980 at Imperial College London, Devi was a precocious child and she demonstrated her arithmetic abilities at the University of Mysore without any formal education. Devi strove to simplify numerical calculations in students. She wrote a number of books in her later years, including novels as well as texts about mathematics, puzzles, and astrology. She wrote the book The World of Homosexuals, which is considered the first study of homosexuality in India. She saw homosexuality in a positive light and is considered a pioneer in the field.